To all of our local, regional and international viewers, we thank you kindly for choosing us here on Real TV, where we bring reality to you. A very warm welcome to another edition of the program Conversations with Zelisa, where we continue to inform, educate, empower and answer those unanswered questions. I am Zelisa Budusing Rupani, humbly inviting you to sit back, relax, enjoy. Get your pen, get your notebook so you could take notes on important numbers that would be helpful for you and your loved ones. Directing this morning and in Master Control, we've got Robert and Nathaniel. On behalf of the team, we'd like to wish each and every one of you a beautiful, blessed, productive and great day today. Reminding you life is what you make of it. You are in control. Happy, happy, happy Friday. Friday, the 28th of November, 2025. Let me remind you, a gentle reminder, today is a day and time we'll never have the opportunity to ever have again in life. Don't procrastinate, don't waste your time. Enjoy the day. And if you're celebrating a birthday, happy birthday. If it's your anniversary, happy anniversary to you and yours, that someone special, all right? Let's go to our quote for today, coming to us with the kind compliments of Fab India Expo. And our quote says, may I have the quote please? Go where you're called, grow where you're planted, and glow like you were born for the spotlight because you were. I'm going to read this again. Go where you're called, grow where you're planted, and grow like you were born for the spotlight because you were. And when I introduce my guest, you'll understand how important this quote is for her. All right? So that came to us with the kind compliments of Fab India Expo. I want each and every one of you to shine today. Let's go to our ad, please. Thank you.
The Fab India Expo announces its after Diwali sale. As we approach closing, enjoy store-wide discounts on all your favorite items. Plus, don't miss the Meat Festival at Zyka Restaurant, featuring delicious Indian-style curries and grilled meats. Hurry, the Fab India Expo closes on November 9th. Fab India Expo, opposite Medford Gas Station in Chaguanas.
Ho, 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 ho! Merry Christmas!
It's the Mid-Center Mall Christmas Market from December 5th to the 28th. Experience the magic of the season with over 300 local and international merchants, multiple restaurants, and daily stage performances. Fun for the entire family with a bouncy castle for the kids and the perfect place for Christmas shopping. The Mid-Center Mall Christmas Market, where the spirit of Christmas comes alive.
Welcome, welcome, welcome back to Conversations with Zelisa, right here on Real TV, where we bring reality to you, reaching out and transforming lives, all right? Today, I'm in conversation, I'm excited, I'm really very happy, I'm in good spirits, and I'll tell you why. A beautiful, brilliant young lady is going to be joining our team, and she's here today to talk about her life, an introduction to who is Chinaka Phipps. I hope I got that correctly. She's lovingly and affectionately known. Her radio name is Naka, and so she continues with that on television here at Real TV, where we bring reality to you. My dear friends, I'm not just talking beauty and brains today, I'm talking talent as well. So let's say good morning and a warm welcome to this absolutely gorgeous, charming and charismatic new addition to our team here at Real TV, Naka. Welcome.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and Real Team family. I am humbled to be here this morning. I'm very, very humble and elated. And, you know, I wish to see more greatness come from me and growing in this wonderful TV station.
Now, you understand that quote this morning.
Yes.
You were born to be planted here and you are certainly going to bear fruit.
Yes.
With regards to how you are going to share good information to our viewers, not just here in Trinidad and Tobago, but throughout the world. Yeah? Naka, so that our viewers could know you and understand you. Now, you've been part of the media world with radio.
Yes.
for a couple of years,
Yes.
yeah? So we're going to go down memory lane to find out who really is little Naka as she blossomed into a fine young lady. Naka, let's go down to when you realized that you had the ability, or perhaps your parents would have realized you had the ability to shine. I mean, every child that's born has the ability to shine, but it is the duty and responsibility of parents and good family upbringing that
Yeah.
nurtures that.
Yes.
So let's talk.
Yes, again, good morning. I came from a humble beginning of country bookie parents, Toko and Sandy Grandi. And growing up, I used to mock my great-grandparents or my great-aunts. And they saw that I found this, they realized I had talent. So they decided to put me into acting and dancing at the age of 6. So I was in the arts for 12 years, professionally, and then I went on to study law, give that a break, and then I decided to go more into the acting arena. But 15 years ago, I started to do social work at the age of 21 years old. And I needed to find more of me instead of the arts world, but I needed to do more in my community as well as going forth in even in my little home place of Toko, doing work with my family members and so forth. So I was a founder of a foundation called Pillar, which is propelling young ladies who aspire to reinvent and to redesign themselves. And we started our program with St. Jude's Home, where that program ran for 5 years, and then we went to a hiatus.
What sort of program that was? What did you actually do in terms of transforming? You got in there at a very young, 21 years
21 years old.
And you realized that, you wanted more out of life.
Yes.
I want us to understand really who you are and where your thoughts are.
Yes.
Because when you sit behind that camera, it is important that our viewers know you come with a strength.
Yes.
What sets you apart would be the choices that you made along the years that would bring you to a place of competence enough to know and understand exactly what's going on. So you started law, you got in, we realized that you had that acting ability, you like that. And that's important,
Yes.
being able to express yourself, not perhaps realizing that God was planning something great. God was preparing you. You probably didn't realize that. You probably didn't even realize that before this conversation. Now that you reflect and we are having this conversation, that God was preparing you for something amazing. And that is to transform lives in a greater way.
Yes.
I want to talk a little bit about when you're 21 and you started this sort of charitable work, but started now with young girls.
Yes.
And influencing at 21 years old to influence young girls to be a hero, to make a difference in their lives. Talk about the work there.
Well, at the age of 21, I was still searching for myself. So to me, I was at a place where I was looking for myself, but still trying to do a mentorship program. And at that stage in my life, I was a partier. I used to party. I'm that young person that experienced life. I really did experience life. And I had to step back a bit to say, well, if I'm in a mentorship program, I need to change the way I live. I need to change certain lifestyles about me. And that took some years. At the age of 26, I decided, here was partying it for me. I cannot be a mentor and cannot be a leader and trying to, and nothing is wrong with partying, but the wild lifestyle.
I agree with you and I applaud you for that
Yes.
decision, because that's double standards.
Yes.
And so I respect and understand that, because that's some of the choices that I also had to
Yes.
make at a very young age when I got into media. If you represent something and you stand for something, you have to live it.
Yeah.
You have to be the example. Now, we're not perfect, we're human beings, and of course you want to experience life. But you could now say to young girls and young boys, hey, I've been there, I've done that, I
Yes.
understand, but I also understand the problems attached to living a wild life, as you say.
Yes. So going down that road at 26, I decided that the excess partying and the lifestyle that I lived, it was not a good look if I want to take a leadership role.
Brilliant.
So I took a step back from that life for a while, for some good years. Nothing in wrong, I would take a little lime or whatever, but I still have that experience because young people they don't like to speak to people who think that they're high and mighty or they're chest high or they feel that they're above them. But you see, people who went through that experience and that could understand and come to that level of understanding with them, they tend to open up a bit more.
Oh yeah, you want to break that barrier.
Yes.
You wanted them to be, that they could feel comfortable and that you are approachable
Yes.
and you could relate.
That
and
is
that
true.
is what is important.
That is true.
Beautiful. So you got involved with those young girls.
Yes.
Trying, what was it? It's St. Jude's?
And St. Jude's Home
Okay.
for girls.
What exactly, when you went in there, you started being a mentor, what exactly you did there?
I was the public relations officer there for 4 years. We dealt with girls that are transitioning out into the real world. So those that are 17 going on to 18, we were preparing them how to dress for work, etiquette, how to deal with we also had counselors there. We had counselors, professional counselors there to deal with them with issues that we could not have deal with. So we had that, we did different things. We had fashion shows, made them feel beautiful about themselves.
Yes.
We taught them how to put on their makeup, when putting on their makeup in daytime and in nighttime.
Nice.
So that program went on for 4 years. And I still want to say thank you to St. Jude's for allowing us for that period of time. And so it went on. It was just during the July-August vacation, which I find was a bit short. But it was warranted. It was a wonderful experience, and the girls were open. They enjoyed every bit of it.
Yeah.
So it was a really good
I
experience.
feel what was important is that you all were there to guide them,
Yes.
to polish them and prepare them for the real world. They don't live in a bubble.
Yeah.
They had to go out there into the real world, despite whatever shortcomings or perhaps whatever bad experiences they would have had. The plus is you didn't just empower those girls and be part of their lives to influence them in a positive way and prepare them for what was ahead, but the fact is you had the opportunity to hear their stories.
Yes.
So when you sit on your program bridging the gap, it means you come from a place where you would have had one-on-one conversations about young ladies and the problems they face,
Yes.
especially the troubled ones that came from difficult experiences that sometimes we ourselves can't begin to understand. And that is what will set you apart. So that experience would have given you now the, I would say, the strength to understand when you sit behind that camera on Monday and after that you come from a place where you've had good experience.
Yes, I actually did.
Where you've taken something or someone rather that was broken and helped put them together to face the world. And that is a gift, Naka.
Yes,
That is a gift.
Thank
and
you.
that is a strength.
Thank you.
So you had that, those early experiences together with, your little law experience
Yes.
and your school. And I like that you say you're a country girl.
Country
you
girl,
know, country people are very warm, very kind, they're always willing to help. They're always willing to give. You can't leave their house without something to
Yes.
eat or drink. In terms of that hospitality and that warmth. So you come from that sort of background again, and I think it's phenomenal.
It is.
Yeah. Let's go to these important messages. This is the program Conversations with Zelisa right here on Real TV, bringing reality to you. Stay with us.
Every line, every paragraph depicts a real moment in someone's life. A father, a sister, a mother, a brother. We at Newsday are dedicated to you, the people, and through independent, unwavering journalism, strive to always bring your stories to life. Because your stories are more than just words. Newsday, independent and credible.
I'm Smith. Have you ever wondered what a man is thinking? Have you ever wondered why a man does what he does? Well, join us on our new show called A Man's Perspective, right here on Real TV on Mondays 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m., where we discuss just that. The points, the clues to get into a man's mind, right here on Real TV, bringing reality to you.
Get ready to party with a purpose. The GMVS Community Parent Support Group presents Party with a Purpose, the Cooler Fete, fully AC activated and sailing aboard the Harbor Master on Friday, December 12th, 2025. Boarding starts at 7:30 p.m. We sail from 8 to 11 p.m. and it's just $250. Bring your cooler and your crew, but remember, no glass and no firearms. It's good vibes only as we party for a cause. Music by DJs Doll, Smalls, and Chunks, featuring Rihanna Gopal, Amit Suknanan, Rishi Singh, Suresh Miraj, the original Pumping in the Sandman, and Tracy D. For tickets, call Crystal at 379-9248. That's Party with a Purpose, the Cooler Fete. Cool vibes, warm hearts, and all for a good cause.
Hi, I'm Naka, introducing to you Bridging the Gap, where we touch on the news, discuss social issues and current affairs with a twist. Every Monday to Friday in a real time, right here on Real TV.
Welcome, welcome, welcome back to Conversations with Zelisa right here on Real TV. To all of our local, regional and international viewers, thank you so much for choosing us, allowing us into your homes and into your hearts. And remember to download the Tego app on your phone and take us with you anytime, real time, so you don't miss out on the great programming. The beauty about Real TV and what sets us apart is at any time when you look at us, you take away something that is positive. Knowledge is power. Yesterday I was in the supermarket, I have to share this, and I met this lady just like that. She came up to me and we were just talking about Christmas. I just, went to pick up one or two things. And a conversation sparked with this lady about Christmas and things like that. And, I went and we were just talking. And I said, well, knowledge is power, because she told me something that really empowered me. And she said, my dear, knowledge is freedom. And I listened and I said, you're absolutely correct. Knowledge is not just power, it's freedom, in the sense that it gives you the ability to make the right choices so that we'll have a better tomorrow. And so you saw the program with Naka, and like I was saying to Naka, girl, I have been praying and asking God to bring the right people to Real TV that could make a difference, that could continue what we've started on the trend of transforming lives by empowering people with good knowledge, imparting what we know, so that we will be a better Trinidad and Tobago and a better world. And if we have our household making the right decisions, and our communities and our country by extension, do you understand how empowering or what freedom is? Something for us all to think about. Naka will be joining our team on Monday. She starts officially on Monday. You can join her every weekday, Monday to Friday from 12 to 2 p.m. She's going to give you a little bit of everything, and we're going to talk about the programming later on in terms of her show, Bridging the Gap, what it's going to be about, what you can expect, what you can take away, but not just pull it out of her book, but apply it to your lives as well. All right? Naka, welcome back.
Yes,
so we talked a little bit about being from Sangre Grande to Toco. We talk a little bit about acting, a little bit about law, getting involved with those beautiful young ladies, preparing them for life. What came after in the next chapter of Naka's life?
In the next chapter of my life, I decided to go back to study. I come from a bookworm family. Yeah? We like to study a lot. So I went back to study. And after that, I started radio and internship. I became a certified radio announcer in 2016 and 17.
What got you? What was it that attracted you to radio?
It is very funny. And I will hear a little laughter. They say in school the time I used to talk too much. every report card used to say, she needs to start, she's very good, she needs to settle down, but she talks too much. So I realized I'm very, very outspoken. I'm a very outspoken person. I'm an open book. I believe I talk my mind, I speak my mind, but you know, I learn with the time that you speak your mind with diplomacy. So with that, I decided to go into radio because as a young person, our voice needs to be heard. And you know, a young lady told me, not a young lady, a guy told me from in my area. He said, Miss Naka, you usually want to talk first, you know, because nobody in the end we out there.
You started in talk radio, or was it music and talk?
The internship started off as music radio. We did a graveyard shift on our weekends, and then I went on for 2 years on talk radio.
Very nice. I'll tell you, I started graveyard as well in radio, and radio is my love, my baby. I love radio.
Yes.
And I think it's because there's a different level of touching lives and reaching out with music. You know, because music could talk to your soul. It doesn't just talk to an individual. It transforms something within your soul.
Yes.
And that's the power of beautiful music as well. Just like good, constructive talk.
Yes.
So you got into radio, you had your experiences in radio, and I want to know a little bit about when you, so you had that internship, then you got into, I like the fact that you took little breaks, did what you wanted to do along the line, but that always took you back to education.
Yes.
To empower yourself with education, because that is your gateway, that is your key to the world. And your education, young ones out there and even older ones like Mr. Warner, I applaud him for getting his degree and his doctorate at his age. That is certainly applaudable. What an example. So it tells you that your education is something no one could take away from you. All right? So I like the fact that you got back into your education. You realize the importance of having that solid foundation, you know? It marries well with everything else.
That's true.
Good. So let's now talk about Naka in talk radio. What was the content? What was your talk like?
Well, talk radio, the talk radio I did was more on the political side, right? It was more on the political side, but what I always wanted to do was talk about society issues.
That was a burning desire?
It was a burning desire for me to talk about society issues. I'm not, I mean, you know, the banter is good. You know, there's good banter. It's a good adrenaline. But what was a burning desire for me is that people, yes, we know what's going on in society, but we just sweep it under the rug. It's something that we don't address. We address it. We address it on social media. We call them click activists. We address it on social media, and then 9 days after, it is forgotten about.
Absolutely
So
correct.
why not speak about it and pong it in the head that it is relevant?
Because you see, I guess that burning desire to talk about social rather than political, and yes, you had a
Yes.
voice and you had an
Yes.
opinion as a young person. Political is important because
Yes,
we
it
need to
is.
understand what's going on with our government and with the opposition and things like that.
Yes.
We need to be people of the world, but the fact is, social is also extremely important
It is.
because you now have the power to influence, to add value. Now you also have the power to add negativity.
True.
But we're not going to allow that here on Real TV. And later on in our conversation, she's going to be talking to you about what to expect from Bridging the Gap here, Mondays to Fridays from 12 noon to 2 p.m. I want to talk a little bit about your experience then with the is it the Pineapple Foundation?
Pineapple
Talk to
Foundation.
us, what is the Pineapple Foundation and how did you get involved in that?
Well, later on in the, I will just touch on the surface because I do want to bring them here.
Beautiful.
So they can expound more on the foundation.
Excellent.
But the Pineapple Foundation is a foundation for girls at the ages of 14 to 17, where we guide them. We have a sisterhood. It's a sisterhood, and the reason why we call it pineapple, because pineapples have different parts of the pineapple that you could pick out, right? And then there's the top, and the top is the crown. And what Pineapple Foundation does, we fix crowns. Instead, yes, we fix crowns. We are there to fix the crowns of women and young girls. And right now we have a project called Project Bloom, where we have a mentorship program, and we have different things. Again, we teach them etiquette. We go to hikes. We do vision boards. We do different things like that. We have different things. We have where we have the poverty period reduction, where we try those who cannot afford female napkins. We have a female napkin drive. We have different boxes in different places. So Pineapple Foundation is there for not only young girls, but it's there for women of Trinidad and Tobago and extension.
Excellent, beautiful. And again, that is transforming lives,
Yes,
that's
it
empowering
is.
young ladies. So I see that you're a little more on the ladies' side.
No, not all the time, eh?
Okay, nice,
Not all
because
the
we
time.
also have to capitalize on our young men as well
Yes,
and
yes.
help them, guide them, get them on the right path. They also need mentors.
Yes.
And so we also have another program, which is a man's perspective, that's doing exceptionally well with Smitty on a Monday. I'm sure those of you love looking at it. I do, because it's important. We also have that balance of men and
Yes,
women,
we
you
have
know.
to.
And I'm sure you will delve a little bit into the men as well and
Yes.
the young men as well.
Yes.
And that is important. And so those young ladies, is this a home or is this an organization where if I've got a teenage daughter and I realize she needs to be part of something that is positive, something that is growing, that will help mold her into that helping her from a teenager to a young lady, especially for single mothers
Yes.
or single fathers.
Yes.
We've got a lot of single fathers as well who need that help to help in a different perspective with their young girls.
Yes.
Yeah? So I like that as well.
Yes.
Great. This is the program Conversations with Zelisa. Thank you so much for choosing Real TV, where we bring reality to you. Let's go to these important messages. When we return, we're going to be continuing our conversation with Naka. And of course, she's talking to us about her brand new show that's happening Monday to Friday. It's starting this Monday, the 1st of December from 12 noon. Stick and stay with us. Let's go to these messages.
Ready to take your sales career to the next level? If you have a passion for connecting with clients, building meaningful relationships, and delivering results, we want you on our team. Join a dynamic, motivated environment where your experience matters, your ideas are valued, and your drive defines your success. Step into a role with real opportunity. Join the sales team at Real TV, where your future begins.
Call us today at 2926470 or WhatsApp us at 3847142. You can also send an email to realtv.corporate@gmail.com.
Macon Construction Company Limited. Save big whilst building stronger. We build with our Macon innovative building systems, which provides high wind speed, earthquake, sea blast and fire resistance, is thermally and acoustically insulated, provides improved construction timelines and cost savings. We provide construction services from design to finish and everything in between. Macon Construction Company Limited. Building green today with tomorrow's technology. Contact or visit us today.
Are you reliable, self-motivated, a good communicator, and experienced in sales? Then Good Price Wholesalers is the right opportunity for you. We are looking for individuals to join our sales team in Central and South. Applicants must have their own vehicle, sales experience, good communication skills, and a strong work ethic. If you're ready to be part of a committed and professional team, we want to hear from you. Visit us at number 5 La Pastora Road, Santa Cruz, or call 338-9884 for serious inquiries.
This Black Friday, Fred's Marketing Poultry and Meats is bringing you massive deals you can't miss. On Friday, November 28th, from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m., the first 100 customers get free doubles with any Black Friday special purchase. Take advantage of unbeatable specials. Buy 3 counter chickens and get 1 free of the same or lesser value. Plus, huge combo deals. 2 restaurant fryers, beef clod, and mixed goat for just $200. Or stock up on fresh chicken parts. 3 pounds for $65, 6 pounds for $120, or 9 pounds for $150. Come be part of the launch of our Christmas promotions, only at Fred's Marketing Poultry and Meats.
Welcome back to Conversations with Zelisa right here on Real TV, where we bring reality to you. Well, you know, the world celebrating Black Friday today, sales here, there and everywhere. So if you need to do your shopping early, make your list, because you'll save some money, but don't overbuy. Remember to spend money wisely. Remember to get what is wanted, what you, not always, rather, let me correct that. Get what you need, not what you want. There is a difference, and these are things we need to teach our children. You have to identify what is important and what is not important, what you need and what you want, right? And so get what you need, not necessarily what you want. Remember to put away some money for rainy days. Remember, after the Christmas season, you still have to pay all your bills, so make sure you have that money put away and don't touch it, all right? Right, Naka? These are things we have to do, right? So budget and live within your means. So I just wanted to remind you. And of course, Fred's Poultry, they're having a grand sale today and free things all over, doubles, gifts, things for kids, a whole day of Black Friday sales. And they're doing a massive promotion on sales, all right? So check them out today. Naka, welcome back.
Yes.
We established a little bit about your background, your foundation, yes, all the positive things that you are involved with. And I think that gives strength to you being the host of Bridging the Gap. I want to go into a little bit now about what do we expect. Remember, it's Mondays to Fridays every weekday from 12 noon to 2. It starts with news. You'll be delivering some news. So give us a little insight on what we can expect from Bridging the Gap from Monday.
So Bridging the Gap, I don't want you all to think Bridging the Gap, you know, is like, you know, when you're watching news, it's like different parts of the departments of the news. I want to bring a little spice. I want you all to be engaged. I want you all to be informed at the same time. We catch some laughs. But Bridging the Gap, yes, I want to inform you about the news, bring the news, current news, international news, a little touch of sports, because you know people like to hear a little sports in between, a little touch of sports. And also, I want to talk about issues that we don't talk about yet. You will talk about it by the corner.
What are issues we don't talk about, Naka? What are issues we don't talk about? You feel that we're going to talk about?
Youth. We do not put much pressure on youth. And youth, yes, when you hear youth, the stories you hear is this generation here today, and this generation, but there are lots of success stories from young people that we do not see. And I have one for y'all I have one for y'all next week. So there are success stories. It don't have to be that you get a master's, you have a degree, but there are success stories that people who came from the trenches and are still achieving, coming out of those trenches and achieving. It may not be something, you know, magnificent to you or me, but it is magnificent to them because they knew where they came from. And these voices are the voices that I want you all in society, you all who watching the TV, to hear that there is a positivity in youth, especially young women and men.
Great. I love that because, you know, it's about empowering our youth.
Yes.
It's about when our youth see how people could come from rock bottom.
Yes.
And like you say, it's not always about a degree or a master's. It's about taking something and making it work for them. And I love that. We're going to be highlighting that. And you're going to be bringing in a lot of people to talk about their journey as well. That would really help and empower younger ones to be motivated and inspired. And that is important. So we're going to get a little bit of news. Local, regional, international, the news of the day. That's how you start off. And then you'll have some interviews and things like that. You'll probably have a topic of the day that you're going to focus on. And that would be current. Current in the sense that whatever is happening socially. So you're dealing with more social things.
I want to deal with social things, and I do want to emphasize. And then the next thing too, I don't call them elderly, because if my mom hear me saying elderly, she says senior citizen because you are young as you feel.
But she's very
right. She said you are young as you feel. But I want to also highlight our senior citizens in Trinidad and Tobago. Because they are not given enough recognition.
Agreed.
Because they are the stalwarts of, in my time, who we are today and who and in the time before. They have ones that, you know, still there, the tanties and the aunties are there for this generation now, but I'm speaking on me, on my behalf and the generation of my siblings. But I want to speak about those senior citizens that are not given enough appreciation and recognition, and that is something that we need to highlight a lot.
Beautiful. I love it. I love where we're going. I want to say this to my viewers near and far. Robert Batiste is one of a senior in here, in the sense that when you talk about a person who is a force to be reckoned with, humble, very humble, gentle soul, but a force in many ways. He is not just a director here, but he's also a producer. Now, he would have produced and he would have been involved in a lot of young people and helping them develop when it comes to the arts, like singing and music videos and things like that. Like I say, he's a force to be reckoned with. When we had our meetings and, you know, we have our plans of how we're moving into the future, he said, there's a young lady, we started thinking and being innovative and thinking outside of the box of what we're going to bring to Real TV to allow us to grow and to blossom in a positive way. He said, listen, I'm going to call a young lady who's been on radio, and I think she would be a very good fit. And I said to him, without a second thought, even before I met you, and before I had that conversation with you, I said, Robert, I have full faith and trust in you. If you recommend someone to this station or to me, I take that seriously, because you know I'm a no-nonsense person. You know what our standards are. You know what our goals are. You know where we want to be, and what we're not going to compromise things like that. We're never going to. And he said, okay. I said, get her. I think he called you immediately.
Yeah,
we got right. We got you in here by the second day. I believe you were in here in the office. And I met her. We had a nice conversation. And based on that conversation, and of course, Robert's influence, I need to say this, it's important. Because of his recommendation, because I think Robert and I are on the same page,
Yes.
and I think we have the same goals, and I think we would not compromise in terms of integrity and what we're doing with this station, right? We're a team here. I had that conversation with you,
Yes.
and I didn't have to think twice as well. I didn't have any apprehension or any second thoughts as to, I'm not sure. You know, sometimes you have a little feeling, eh?
Yeah.
You have
Let
a
me get back
discerning
on to-
feeling.
Let me get back to you with
Yeah,
that.
you have a discerning feeling.
Yes.
And you say, all right, give me some time to let me settle, let me think about it. But I am a praying woman,
Yes.
right? And just as I ask God, I'll tell you the truth, eh? As I ask God to bring the right people here to help us grow, to make this station a success and to make a difference in the lives of people, to stay on our path in terms of growth, I do ask people to remove the negativity, to remove who's not supposed to be. I'm being honest with you, right? So I'm a God-fearing woman. I saw somebody post up, Robert, and I'm not afraid to say it, somebody post up on one of the things that I bully people. I'm not about bullying people. I'm about helping shape people, helping people to grow. And if someone is not on my wave of thinking, or is not ambitious, or does not have any form of reforming to grow, because when you go into a place, you have to understand, you have to add value.
Yes.
You have to be an asset, not a liability.
True.
You understand? So it is important that people understand that. And I think I'm a frank. When you said that you're very open, I saw
Yes.
that in you. I saw that personality, that you're very open. You say it as it is. And I respect people like that,
Yes.
because that's how I am. Because I say it as it is. I don't put things under the carpet or in the back burner. And I say it, we try to fix it, and we move on.
Yes.
And so I've also learned to toughen up as a woman in society, with a media house. As a single parent, my husband died 4 years ago. So I know what it is to struggle. I know what challenges are. But I also know that I am living in a world where men are still considered superior. Men still rule things. And I respect men,
Yes.
don't get me wrong.
Yes.
But if as a woman, as a single woman, I had to step up and do things, and I would have seen people try to take advantage of me, because I'm a woman, we have to step up.
That is so true.
And we have to take control of our lives, because it's about accountability for our lives. And yesterday I had Robert Kisoon, who is a life coach, and our topic was about not allowing people to steal our peace and to steal our joy, but taking control rather.
Agreed.
And I do that the best way I can.
Agreed.
And you joining, when I saw, the reason I'm saying all of this is because I saw all of those qualities in you.
Thank you. I
And
appreciate it.
when I had that conversation about what is your vision, what do you want for yourself, you know, that's the kind of conversation we had when I first met, because I need to understand where her head is.
Yeah.
I need to understand what you are going to do in terms of growth and development for when you sit behind that camera.
Yes.
The positivity you share, like you say, the stories that you share to inspire others, because there are people who are broken, there are people who are shattered, there are people right now who are struggling and they don't know how to deal and cope. But when they sit and they look, or somebody who's watching and they go, hey, you need to, they know somebody who is going through whatever, or they know a woman who is struggling with a teenager, and they could look at your show, hey, put on that TV right now and let that child look at it, or when they have the repeat later and she come home from school, make sure she sit down and watch that. Because sometimes we can't get through to our own children, but you know, others can influence.
That's true.
And that's the power that you are going to hold, Naka. That is what you are going to do that will set your show apart from others. That will be an asset to Real TV, that we could grow together and we could continue to stay on the same path when it comes to informing and educating people about what is right. Let's go to these important messages. Stay with us.
am Avinash Singh, former Minister in the Ministry of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries. I will be hosting the next harvest, a forward-looking agricultural TV series exploring innovation, resilience, and opportunity across the Caribbean farming landscape. Join me right here on Real TV every Wednesday at 9 a.m. with repeats. See you soon.
Hi, I'm Naka, introducing to you Bridging the Gap, where we touch on the news, discuss social issues and current affairs with a twist. Every Monday to Friday in real time, right here on Real TV.
When security matters most, choose Catch Security Services Limited. We are proudly approved by the Ministry of Homeland Security. We protect your home, business, community, and much more. Our services include professional baton and armed officers, specialized K-9 units, mobile patrols, secure cash pickups, secure transport, and pepper spray applications and supply coming soon. Don't wait. Secure your assets now. Contact Catch Security today. Call 622-6601, email info@cssl-tt.com, or visit our office at 30-32 Saddle Road, Maraval.
Welcome back to Conversations with Zelisa. To all of our local, our regional and our international viewers, thank you so much for choosing us. Those of you in Canada on the Caribbean, Showtime Television, those of you on Tego, the app, and all of our carriers, thank you. It's about Real TV bringing reality to you. Conversations today is about another family member joining our team here as we grow together, and I'm speaking of Naka, and she is going to host a daily show Monday to Friday weekdays, and let me let you know that we're going to have repeats, so that for those of you look at the show and you could tell your loved ones, hey, you're not missing out. Or you could go back on Tego and look at it. Or you could go back on YouTube, or because, we're on all the other carriers. But the beauty is we're going to have replays as well, so that we empower more people, all right? So she's going to be hosting Bridging the Gap starting Monday, the 1st of December, 2025. As I officially say, welcome aboard, and I'm really looking forward to this empowering program that's really going to make a difference.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, let's now hear some of the goals for your program.
The goals for my program is to actually reach out to different communities. I want to extend to communities. Community involvement is important, and when people see the show and see different testimonies and hear about different topics, there's somebody there, it could be one person in that community can say, here what, I hear about this and this is an idea that we should do to help build and bridge the gap. Where the pieces are missing in our community, let us try to make this change. One voice or one topic can make a difference, even if one community, one little town at a time.
Absolutely.
Once I reach one is the most important thing, it will start to have a domino effect.
You're absolutely correct. It's about transforming lives, and if you do one,
touch one, it will start to have a ripple effect eventually.
Exactly. That is extremely important, empowering people, and it's our goal here on Real TV to do that, to inform, educate. We're adults, and it's important that, we don't only limit ourselves to our thinking. It shows like yours and other shows that we have here that will empower people by help them to think outside of the box, to see a different perspective. And I remember when I said, well, I want you to play with some names that we could, give me some ideas of some names. And then when you sent a couple, I said, I love Bridging the Gap.
Yeah.
And you said, me too.
From the time you sent me Bridging the Gap, I was like, forget it. That's it right there.
Because but you really
bridging
that
the gap.
gap,
Yes.
that gap, that brokenness.
Yes.
We want to have, in terms of being cohesive.
Yes.
You know, that is what is important. And so the name suits your program well. I truly believe you're going to carry it very well. You are a beautiful addition to our team. I love your attitude. I was telling one of our other workers who was on training that he's also a wonderful, that's Nathaniel. He's been in training and he's such a lovely addition to the team as well. And when you have, you see, people need to understand it's not one person.
No.
It's the team that makes a difference. Everybody, they need to understand how important their role is. Because you could come with all the information and you could bring the right people, but if our directors don't get it right to take that out there to our viewers, then we mess up. So it's a team effort, it's a team where we work as a team, and that's how you grow. You don't ever do it alone. So we're going to hear some great testimonies. You're going to bring in some young people.
I do want to bring in some testimonies. I do want to at least get some organizations that will give you all more information, because I may not hold all the information.
Correct.
I may do research because I love researching. One thing, if I'm bringing something, I want to bring facts with it, or I want to bring statistics with it. Not only just talk out of, you know, as people say, talk out the side of your mouth because they're talking for talking's sake. But I do want to bring statistics, do research, and bring that information to you, as well as bring people who are more informed, may have more information than me, to bring, to inform you guys and, you know, bring some education.
Now, I want to say this openly. If you would like to support her program, if you would like to advertise, to sponsor, because you understand it's about empowering the youth, it's about making a difference, it's about fixing them to get them right for future leaders, because they are future leaders. And when I talk about leaders, I'm talking about they are going to be parents. And if we can't fix them, can you understand the sort of parenting that we're going to have?
That's true.
If we can't be open to talk about the problems that we are facing and help our children to get back on the right path so they could make better choices and better decisions, we're going to have a better tomorrow. That's the fact. We're going to have a more knowledgeable.
That is it.
And we can't just say, well, these children are real bad, because that's what we say.
I think that is where the breakdown happens. We, when we see a child, we say, that child I don't want to have nothing to do with that child again. That is where it tends to have, that's where the gap happens. So instead of, we have our people, us as Trinidadians, I should say, Trimbagonians, I should say, we tend to give up easily. We tend to give up on our children easily. We tend to give up on our grandchildren easily. What they need that guidance. They need to know that we are not giving up on you. Yes, they might give us hell no, but we are not giving up with you.
You're absolutely correct. I say to my daughter all the time, I correct her because I'm a disciplinarian. I came from that sort of background. My father didn't mix. I used to have to go for the belt for myself to get my cocktail. But the point I'm making is, when I talk to my daughter, I always explain to her why there are decisions that I make when it comes to her, why I may say no sometimes, but I also always let her know I love you, and I love you for who you are, and I'm here to help you to be the best that you can be. So there are days you may not like mommy or mommy's decisions, because I may say no to certain things, or I make, you understand? But I give a reason and an explanation, and I always tell her, I love you. I love you enough to also stand up for you if I feel somebody's taking advantage of you, or somebody hurt your feelings, or somebody's going to treat you less than you are. I always say, and even if I say it, I said, she is mine. God gave her to me. And she could be 50 years old, she could be 70 years old, she'll always be mine. She is.
Like my mother.
And I am, being a parent doesn't mean a parent until they're 18 and they go on their own. You're a parent for life.
That's true.
You are a parent for life, parenting, and when you take that responsibility, listen, I don't mince words. I say to my viewers, if you know in your heart and soul that being a parent is not for you, you know that's okay. I respect people who make that decision because they know they cannot give that child their all.
That's true.
They know they have other goals and they have other things, and there's nothing wrong in that. As a matter of fact, I applaud people who stand up and say, children, not for me now. I love them now and my nephews and nieces, but let them go home. And that's all right. Because you know you have certain goals and certain ambitions for life. And if you choose not to be a parent, that's all right.
But just to touch on something, the simplest thing, and I will make an example. I am in my 30s. My brother is in his late 40s, and my mom still comes. She wouldn't do it all the time, but she will still come and randomly hug and kiss and say, Mom, you know, Mommy love you. Sometimes I'll be like, just so, you're okay. Yeah. But that is how she is. Because she said we are not too old
to be loved.
To be loved and shown affection.
But Naka, let me ask you. When unannounced she does that, how do you feel? Honestly, you might say,
I know, she know how I am.
Yeah.
She know, be like, okay. But then I will, but when she walks, I will be like, I'll be having, like, be in one of those moods. And it makes me feel totally different.
You see?
I get that warm feeling inside, and I'm sure my brother and my sister, and they will feel that same way.
Of course.
My brother will be like, okay, thanks. And my sister will be like, oh, thanks. She more like, oh, thank you, Mommy, you know. But we are more like, yeah, thank you, Mommy, or I might just go and randomly hug her.
That's important.
So that is what she taught us. She taught us affection. She taught us how to love. She taught us how not giving up.
And you know, I also want to say, Naka, and these are things you could probably address on your show.
Yes.
There are also parents who love their children, but they can't express it. They don't know how to say I love you, but it doesn't mean they don't love their children. And it took me a long time to understand that about my mother as well, because she was never the affectionate one. My father was, even though he was the stricter one. Understand?
Yes.
But he was the one that was a little more affectionate or spoke in a more loving way. You follow?
Yes.
But it doesn't mean that my mother didn't love us, or
sometimes
didn't
they
mean.
Show it.
They do it in different
actions,
ways.
Yes,
and sometimes we just need to go beyond and think. It is not because you have 5 fingers, none are the same.
Yes.
So some may be loving, some may not be loving. But you also have to understand people's part. You have to understand their past.
Yes.
That would have brought them or helped mold them into being the people that they are. So some people, it's natural because they got it and they expect it. Some people do it because I didn't get it and I'm making sure I'm giving my children.
Yes.
You follow what I'm saying? So there are different reasons, and those are things you can explore as well.
And that we can talk about emotional intelligence.
Yes.
You see, emotional intelligence, some people may not understand body language. Some people might say it, some people may not say it, some people might do it in action. But how you perceive it, some people perceive it in the wrong light. So once you have emotional intelligence, it teaches you how to be observant with little things.
You're absolutely correct. I would like you to address things where fathers need to step up, especially when it comes to their daughters, and be a good role model so their daughters will find the right husbands and not the wrong ones. Fathers need to, because the moment you don't do it with your daughters, they are attracted to the wrong people. The wrong people that might, for chicken and chips, they give away their whole life. You follow what I'm saying?
Yes, I know.
Or because they say you're so beautiful. But if they are strong and they've got fathers or mothers that would always tell them that you're beautiful and you're strong and you deserve and you need to have some self-respect. You know what I mean? They're not, every boy that's, hey, beauty girl, pretty girl, whatever, they're not falling for that trap because you don't need to tell me, I know I'm beautiful. You follow and you don't fall into. So all these are things that I know you'll explore.
Of course.
I want to say thank you.
Thank you so much.
We look forward to great programming, great information that will continue to empower people right here on Real TV. May God bless you, keep you strong.
Thank you so much. I hope you all receive me with open arms. I am receiving all of you all with open arms. I am a loving person, a very affectionate, passionate. Sometimes in my shows you might see a little teardrop because I'm so passionate about the things that I talk about. But thank you for receiving me.
You're more than welcome, darling. We are very proud to have you, attached to Real TV. And I know that, you know, you are certainly going to make a difference. You're going to shine and you're going to grow with us. God's choices, blessings. So remember to check her out on Monday, the 1st of December at 12 noon for Bridging the Gap. And this is where we're going to wrap things up for today on Conversations with Zelisa. Thank you so much for choosing us. You know, be good law-abiding citizens. Do what is right at all times. The season is upon us. Please be safe. Be careful. You know what is going on when it comes to crime. So, you know, you do what you've got to do to make sure that you are safe, you and your family, all right? Keep smiling, be positive, and always know the best is yet to come. More importantly, my dear friends, here is reminding you that with God, all things are possible. I am Zelisa Budu Singh Rupani. Thanks for choosing us. Stick and stay. Real TV, bringing reality to you. See you soon.